Are you ready? Put on your imagination cap. Should we try that together? Put on your imagination cap and imagine for a moment that it's dark outside. It's nighttime. Whoa, it got dark quickly. And now that you have your imagination cap on, imagine for a moment that this church is absolutely dark. Anyone afraid of the dark? Take the hand of the person beside you. We'll get through this together. And in the middle of this darkness, there's only one light. I'm going to hold it up. Ready? In the middle of this dark church, this is the light. We all know how important the light is. Have you ever had the electricity go out in the house? And you're trying to figure out how to get around bumping into things, trying to feel for doors, walls. The light. Brothers and sisters, this is what we're called to be in what can sometimes be a dark, dark world. Amen? We're called to be a light. Do you remember the day of your baptism? Let me tell you what happened. On the day of your baptism, your godparents and your parents, they lit a candle. And why did they do that? Because it was a symbol of them sharing with you the light of Christ. The question becomes, what are you going to do with that light? Are you going to try to hide that light? Or are you going to share that light and bring light to this world? In today's gospel, Jesus tells us people don't light a candle just to put it under something like a bowl or a basket. That's not why you light a light. You light a candle so that it gives light to everyone in the house. And yet sometimes we go about hiding our light. What happens to the light after we try to hide it for so long? In some people's lives, that light somehow seems to extinguish. What a shame it would be for those of us who've received the light of Christ not to have that and to bring light to those around us. Sisters and brothers, in today's first reading, Isaiah tells us, when we do good for those who don't have things, when we shelter those who don't have a home, when we give clothing to the naked, when we give food to the poor, what are we doing? We're bringing light to this world. We're making their lives better. Which brings us to the second thing in today's gospel. Anyone here like salt on their food? I don't know about you, but I know some people who, as soon as you put the plate on the table, even before tasting it, what are they doing? Adding the salt. Why would you do that? Because the salt makes it better. For some people, when you add the salt, it makes it taste better. It makes things better. Is that how you are? Are you being salt? Are you making things better? Or no? Are you bringing light to this world? Or no? Jesus lived in a world very different from ours 2,000 years ago. In a world before electricity. But even back then, they had these two things. They had salt and they had candles, sources of light. And so speaking 2,000 years ago, Jesus told his friends, this is what we've got to do. We've got to be salt and light. 2,000 years later, I tell you what, St. Paul says in today's reading, I didn't come with a lot of wisdom. I just came with the simple teaching of Christ. And what was that simple teaching? Be salt, make things better. Be light, bring light to this world. So brothers and sisters, let's commit ourselves today to making this world a better place like salt. To bringing light to our families and our workplaces and our communities and our schools. Are we ready to do that? I don't know about you, but as for me, This little light of mine, what? I'm gonna let it shine. I can't hear you. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Sisters and brothers, let's make this world a better place. Let's be salt and let's be light in this world. Let us stand and pray.